Welcome to kavsworldtravels. If you could hit that subscribe button and help support the channel, that'd be very much appreciated. Give the video a like and hit that bell button for notifications. I hope you enjoy the video. Welcome everyone. We're in the country of Iraq and we're in the capital city of Baghdad. So here we are at the Shaheed Monument in Baghdad, Iraq. This is a monument for all the martyrs, originally for the Iraq-Iran war. Beautiful monument. And then the Iraqi flag right here.
It was the Iraq-Iran war back then, but after it became a resemblance for most of what happened. You know, the Gulf invasion, the Kuwaiti war, and then after it, you know, Desert Storm 1 and the Iraq invasion in 2003 became a resemblance for most of the martyrs. That's why they call it Shaheed Monument.
Yeah, Shaheed. So it's a memorial. It's a memorial for the martyrs. And for what one did they say? The Iraq-Iran?
The Iraq-Iran war, at the end of it, because there were approximately 1 million people get killed from both sides, approximately 1 million. So they wanted to build a resemblance for the people that were killed and they can't find their bodies at some point. So they built a memorial. And
then now here, underneath this is now a museum, which is closed right now, but the museum... Yeah, but the museum showcases the brutality of the Saddam regime. So it's got like lots of pictures that were drawn, and it's got like recreations of what it was like in the prisons under Saddam.
The Iranian war, like there's a shadow of the whole thing in it. Saddam Hussein, the statue of him, doing it this way, and it took him down. Yeah, that's the place.
This is it. This is the famous square.
Yes.
So the statue was in the middle just there.
Yeah. Wow.
Do you want
16.8%. Wow. Oh wow, cool. And a grey goose there. That's better.
Because it's the equivalent of drinking. It's the equivalent.
Hello? Hello?
Whoa. No, I didn't. I had a ream. Next year,
3.
And
okay.
Yeah, okay, so they got...
These are covered up.
Yes.
Super common. It's the
common.
least. Welcome to it.
I'd say maybe even, yeah, in certain areas it is very,
Like
very cheap.
$1 or
That's okay. You can.
I would say,
but it's not like expecting it to be different.
6 years ago, and it used to be
40 quid in. Yeah, but yeah.
The revolutions.
It's an impression of.
Don't worry, it doesn't go anywhere.
I know.
It goes to like 30 people.
That's when trouble happens. So the idea, the operation experience, it was built during the 60s. You know, during from the dates was holy shit.
This is amazing, isn't it? The architecture.
The idea is for this place, the copper market, all the things here are handmade. And one of the oldest parts in Baghdad, part of Rashid Street, dates even more than 100 years ago. If you want to get a souvenir, maybe Mutanabi Street and Copper Market are the best place for you in Iraq to get some.
That's super cool.
Can you run Benny of it? Yes. Thank you.
Madrasa SYRIA, which is called. It dates back to the Abbasid period. One of the it's what's called the golden age of Baghdad back then. Baghdad, when it was built, it used to be called the city of peace, Medinat Salam, and also it's called the circular city, because the whole city is encircled with 3 walls surrounding it. What else? Back then, it was one of the golden age of Abbasid period. So, for example, if a writer writes a book, you're gonna get gold depending on the weight of the book that he's written. And then translation movement was incredible back then. Unfortunately, everything ended up with the Mongols, or Mughal in Arabic, came to Baghdad, destroyed the city, ended the Abbasid dynasty, and burned Baghdad library. They mentioned that the river, the Tigris River, the color of it changed to be red because of the people that were killed, how many people were killed, and also black because of the amount of ink from the books that were thrown to the river. So a part of the human history we lost because of Baghdad destruction. Uruk, 5,000 BC, 6,000 BC, our civilization.
This is one of the most important rivers for human civilization. This is where humans developed agriculture, or organized agriculture, was on the banks of this river and the Euphrates, which runs kind of, they both like run like parallel to each other throughout Iraq, down, and they kind of meet where Basra is, and that goes into the Arabian Gulf. Yeah. With these ones as well, so as Fahad said, the water supply is changing. One thing that Saddam did during his time was he actually diverted a lot of the water here into irrigation projects as well, away from the marsh Arabs down in the south. And then what they did after Saddam was they've actually stopped that, and they tried to replenish the marshes, and they got it back to about 75%, but now it's actually gone down again because of the problems with Iran and Turkey. And also because the water level has gone lower, all the pollution and stuff that goes into the river is really affecting agriculture down in the south of the country as well. Because before, when the water is high, it can kind of flow a bit easier, but now it's heavily polluted with, you know, human excrement and just general city waste when it goes through a big city. So lots of issues with these rivers, and there've been like drought problems and stuff in recent years as well. So hopefully it gets better, but.
So here we have Iraqi Monopoly. Cool. This is called dolma, yes?
Yeah,
Dolma.
it's good, right?
Just explain it again, sorry.
So this is dolma, which is like a vine leaf that wraps like meat and rice in a sauce, and you get it all over the Middle East, but the one in Iraq is especially good.
Yes.
Absolute institution here, and the guy who runs it as well is quite famous in this area because even though there was fighting and bombings and stuff, he has always kept the cafe open and always run it. And in doing that, sometimes when his children were working in the cafe, unfortunately, I believe 3 of them were killed outside the cafe. Yeah.
3 of his children died outside the cafe.
Oh, like inside and outside. Like, you see how the wall here down the bottom is like quite new? It's because of the.
There's a lemon sheesh. Dragon Ball Z figures in Iraq. Awesome. We have a taxi service in Iraq, Baghdad. سابي سابي قلبي وعذابي يا حالاتي كعيني سابي سابي ويم عيوني الحلوة قلبي غيرك لا ما يهوى سابي يم عيوني الحلوة قلبي غيرك لا ما يهوى يا محلاها عيني سابي. Look at this guy. Yeesh. So they're martyrs from the ISIS conflict in 2014, they said, is it?
Yeah, I got that as well.
So here we have obsidian. This by here was one of the first recorded handshakes in history, he said.
Oh.
And where was it to, sorry to say?
Sorry?
Where did you say it was in Babylon?
It was between Babylon and Syria.
Oh, wow.
I'm the king of Babylon. The Babylon king name is Marduk.
Oh, okay.
And the name of the god is Babylonian god.
the ball. So all the time they will take, when they draw any wall, they will take these symbols from their environment. So the mountain goes in their environment. Mosul city is near the mountain, so you will see all these symbols on their environment. The bull, these two bulls are climbing the holy tree on the middle. And this is bricks. It's contained 300 bricks. That is glazed bricks. So for this reason, it's observed, it's all colorful now. Glazed bricks.
The soldiers here are carrying severed heads. So the human head is wisdom, the eagle's wings is speed, and then the bull's body is strength.
That's from Stargate. It's original.
Oh, that's cool.
The next Stargate that we're going to go to in Babylon, unfortunately, is not original. The original was taken by the Germans in the 20th last century. So they gave us 3 or 4 pieces of the original part.
Also climate then.
Not really. And then they would have like something like a necklace. So whenever they want, like, there is clay and they want to, and there is cuneiform on it with an ingredient or something, and they want to stamp on it, so they would take the necklace and the mud would be a little wet and they would roll it as a way of signature to make sure that he's the exact person. And it's super expensive back then, so just the, you know, they call them the wealthy families, they would have it, the important ones. The one on the right is Marduk. He's a Babylonian god.
Marduk.
Marduk, that's the name of him. The head of the snake, the body of the dragon, not dragon, a fish, and then you have the legs of an eagle and the legs of a lion, the tail of a scorpion. And for the other gods, the bull, he's Adam. They're all Babylonian gods. So we have 3 shapes actually: Marduk, Adam, and we have the lion. And the flower that you're seeing, this is not the original, the rest of the parts of the Stargate, that's chamomile. You know, the one they make tea out of. Super important for Babylon. Gilgamesh is one of the first epics in history, so that's a part of it. The US took it during the 2003 invasion, but they gifted it back a couple months ago.
Oh, good.
So
That's so generous, gifting it back to you.
So these are cylinders.
Here we are at the Great Minaret of Samara, next to the Great Mosque of Samara. So this, at one point, when it was finished being built around the year 800 AD, was the largest mosque in the world and could hold over 10,000 people. Now the largest mosque in the world holds over 3 million people, and it's the main one in Mecca. So this one we can't climb up it right now because it's closed for construction, and has been for a long time now. Yeah. So hopefully when we come back we can go climb up the top.
So for Abu Dhabi, most of the people that know the Great Mosque of Samara, which is a great one, the bigger one, which is like 53 meters. This is a little smaller one that is approximately 25 meters. Most Iraqis, even some Iraqis, don't know about it. It's a little far away from the city, inside of the desert, but it's also incredible. Thank goodness it gave us the opportunity currently, because the main one currently is closed because of the maintenance. So we have this one to climb up to the top, and it's incredible. So it's going to be a nice experience.
That's what I was meaning. I didn't know what everyone else was talking about.
Look at it, just comfortable. What? Americans.
This was the Abbasid dynasty as well, so it's the same as the 2 minarets that we just saw, so roughly 800, 900 AD, so about 1200 years old. Cool.
And it's called Qasr al-Barka, which means the Qasr al-Barka. Qasr means the palace, and al-Barka means the pool palace.
Oh shit, it's like solitary confinement.
It's a well. One.
Oh shit.
Drop prisoner.
What's this called again? Kuzi. Kuzi.
And using this for Saddam in September, using this for festival theater, for celebration carnival, for old fashion, for singing.
When was the last time they had a concert here? Or
This?
yes.
For side, no, using now.
Oh, they're still using
yes,
now?
before 1 year, and now for graduation, people are also here. Make it parties, celebration like this here.
Oh, okay.
But before, in September, before 2003, 2 weeks using, yes. The first 1 days for the old fashioned, for Babylonia, they make it music for like the Babylonia like this.
Okay.
But now, before 1 year, 3 days or 4 days, many people visit here, about 20,000.
Oh, wow.
Yes, many years, because you bring sing and bring here.
Yeah.
Music. The people Iraqi generation, this you like this.
Festival is called the Babylonian Festival that happens here. It's just like singers from all around the Arab countries come here. It's incredible. I went here a couple times.
And it's 5,000 people?
5,000 people.
You know, remember
The whole theater was built by Alexander the Great, and many are saying he took some bricks from the old Tower of Babylon.
Oh, wow. Alexander the Great built it?
Yep, he built it. By the way, he was buried in here at some point in history.
Really?
Yeah, he died in India or something, but his body came back to Babylon to be buried. But they can't figure out the exact location.
policeman, the first meeting with my wife here in 1998. Relationship, and after 1 year married. In September here, this time. Many people here. The first meeting in April, sideline, and second meeting with my wife here. And after me. At that time, difficult for us. Because tradition in Iraq problem.
'Argument Museum, you're gonna see the original one.
Which you can't do for the next 9 years. Because the
I know
museum
it's under maintenance, which is just a mess. You know. What you're saying, the shapes on the whole gate, the bowl, which is Adab, that's one of the gods for the Babylonians, and then you can see Marduk, the head of the snake, the body of a dragon, the tail of a scorpion, and you know the legs of a lion. What else? What you can see in here is the flowers. That's a super important flower for the Babylonians called the chamomile, which is what we make tea out of it. At some point in some of the seasons, you can see it inside of Babylon. That's why it's super important for them. And that's it. The whole thing is from Nebuchadnezzar period. So Babylon dates back to 2300 BC. One of the two peaks for the city is Hammurabi period, 1800 BC, and 600 BC for Nebuchadnezzar. And basically, most of the parts of this city is from Nebuchadnezzar period.
And you said the Germans got the original gate in Berlin.
Yeah, the Germans. But still, we have another gate in here, much older than the original, you know, than the blue glazed one, but it's made from bricks. 2300 BC. That's the Akkadian. The Akkadian were like a whole nation that is with the Sumerians, which the Sumerians are dating back to 5000, 6000 BC.
This is the most important name.
That's one of the most important names in here, Hammurabi. The first rules in history, one of the first rules in history, which called the Codes of Hammurabi. It's approximately 200 laws with the picture of the god handling the rules to the king, who's standing next to him.
And it was under his rule that the city reached 200,000 in population and became...
When is at this peak?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was 2 peaks. One was when he ruled, and then another
the next one is this one.
Yeah.
During the Kildans. Nebuchadnezzar II, 600 BC.
So then it like got less in population, wasn't the biggest city in the world, and then again, it was the biggest city in the world under Nebuchadnezzar II, which is also the name of the spaceship in the Matrix.
From the Tower of Babylon, and imaginary pictures from some artists. Imagine how the tower looks like. This one is the most popular one. Where exactly when I went to Lover, UAE, they have the original one like this. Most of the the Tower of Babylon. So I think one of the most accurate ones, because most of the ziggurats and temples were built in this way, like a pyramid, but with the steps instead of whole smooth thing. Lover Museum, that's Goliath. He's one of the Sumerian kings, and what's super important about him is his posture, which looks like he's praying or something, and the cuneiform writing on it, and also he have this thing that looks like a hat. You know the Arabs when the traditional clothes, they have this thing on their head, shmag. So that's a reference from it. Before the Arabic writing, after the expansion of Arabic, because we invaded a lot of countries. So the foreigners who were starting to learn the language, when they study the Quran and read it, like they were making mistakes. So because maybe the dots in here.
But this is
for me, I can write it. I can read it. But for someone who is foreigner and start learning Arabic, you're gonna be in trouble. So you might change the places of the dots because they can't read it properly. That's when they decided to make the dots to make sure that the Quran is not gonna be changed.
Yeah. So when you see Arabic written without the dots, you can kind of date it to the early part of the Islamic period. So around 1300 years ago.
With the common line, so you can see the details. And of course, this one is much better than the one on the gate. They were more talented.
Mini castle?
During spring, the king started sitting on the throne, and the Babylonian army marched inside of the city. And we're heading from that way. This is the temple. The lower part of the wall, that's the original. And then the upper side is the reconstructed. You can figure out from the bricks colors. Unfortunately, during the re-maintenance of the place, there was like different materials, and that's because it's a lot of troubles, because when you maintain something you have to be accurate with the same material. But after a while we get back to the UNESCO heritage list. So can you see the canals? The idea is there was like a whole like a small river, that's also a canal. Right?
That is a canal. Yeah.
A canal around the city, and these canals get inside of the city, the water inside of the city. When the Jewish came here as slaves back then, a lot of people, historians, are saying that they were the main reason why Babylon was destructed, because they went to the Persians and they gave them the details about the city. So the Persians changed the passage of the river at some point and went inside of the city through the canals to destroy it. The materials weren't the same, so they're trying to fix it. The World Heritage Monument organization is working on the place also to fix what happened of mistakes.
So that building over there is Saddam Hussein Palace. All of this is original material.
Estados Unidos.
I'm not gonna say the first, because it's gonna be a little exaggerated. It's one of the first. Okay, it's one of the first ideas, like a red carpet. It's just next to the procession. For Nebuchadnezzar was the guy who built up the place. He just put a couple of bricks with the cuneiform writing, giving the details about the palace or the place and what he had done. Saddam Hussein, the dictator, who just reconstructed or maintained the place, put hundreds on the walls of the city, saying that he's the one who reconstructed the place. Thank goodness the Germans or the British didn't take it because it was too heavy. It represents Babylon, for the soldier, it represents the enemy. So it's a way of showing strength of the city. The maze, 200 rooms from each side. It's amazing, and governor's houses.
Mandy man!
chicken no.
Yes, my friend is up in
Hello. 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 Hey, are you smoking? Smoke. You know? Smoke. Ah, you got it. Kids are being told off.
in Afghanistan, like.
This is the guide's house. Ah, very good. Oh yeah, the wolf.
Looks like they leave it at night, like they're wandering around, but they can't do it in the morning. It's gonna be recorded.
Yeah.
Look, you Sam. Look, it's coming over.
Yeah.
I've got to take one for her. Yummy.
I never.
I want the black one for green.
Oh, they're fighting.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Hey, look.
That was Tekka's.
Can you hold this for a second? Ben, it's that cockfighting.
What is wrong with the turkey? Rabbits are about to have sex. Rabbits are doing.
Like avalo, good. Good. Can really go? هاي سؤال خامس هذول بالله
So we're here in Saddam Hussein's palace on the upper floor, which is not usually open to visitors. How cool is this? The River of Babylon. Great views.
Like this river, that time, this canal, okay, and this canal. That time the King Cyrus changed the river. Why? This canal is dry water and siege the city. This river?
And when was the palace last in use?
The building in 1986, the finish in 1994. Like this village here. This the hill, artificial hill.
Oh, okay, the artificial.
They make it 3 hills, Saddam Hill name, April Hill, the side in east, and south July Hill. The first you do, you want to make it casino, hotel, castle, and between cable car, but cannot.
How many palaces did Saddam have in Iraq?
Like this in Basra, similar but small, like a hill in Baghdad, Abu Ghraib, in Kurdistan. About 5 like this.
5 like
but,
this.
But like the guest house, small, many.
Yeah.
Just integrated 20. In
Baghdad. 5 big palaces.
Yes.
Yes.
But this is a huge.
Huge.
But another palace in hill, on the middle river, about 30 kilometers.
30 kilometers.
The name village I said there. The building inside the water round and round.
Okay. Cool.
Yes, I work here.
How long have you worked here for? How many years have you worked here?
Me, 8 years. This
8.
They remove the village, and after they make it artificial hill, and after they built building. 1986, finished in 1994. 8 years.
8 years.
But me, so Saddam 6 times.
Yeah. When was the last time Saddam Hussein came here?
About me, the last in 1994. But after you visiting, because finish this.
Yeah.
But to finish this palace cannot me visiting and near me, just security.
But Saddam Hussein, he came here in 94.
Yes, can we see? But after 1996, also visiting.
Okay, but when was the final time he visited this palace?
The final, maybe in 1996.
1996.
Yes. Guest house. And air guest room.
So that's the guest house. That one by here.
For eating for guests like this.
How many guests?
Many. That time visit, but one time about in 19, I don't remember for the date. Maybe 92. That time festival in September for Babylon Theater. Saddam and family visits this location and is living here.
Cool.
Here, house, after finish here you can see.
So this used to be an old bathroom and jacuzzi room then, is it? Jacuzzis.
Some people destroy it. Why? But no building set. This building engineer Iraqi.
Please as well. Hmm?
Capital city for New Babylonia. The area 10 million square meters. Discovered 10%. The famous king Nebuchadnezzar, second, 600. Living here that time in Babylonia, 200,000 people. How do you know? They found the clay tablet for this. I mean, but Babylon, they control Syria, Lebanon, Palestine, and Turkish. Not just here location.
When did they find the tablet?
And that time here, any king, building this, make it tablet.
Oh, okay.
I am King Nebuchadnezzar, like. And also they make it map, plan. Maybe on 200 years now.
Okay.
Yes, but the first exhibit here, German in 1899.
1899.
And my grandfather, the founder of Stargate here in 1902.
Anything to say about that? So you can see in here, it's the most important sites in Iraq. And here you're gonna see the Lamaso, which is the wing pole with the human head. And then next to it, you're gonna see Samara, the Great Mosque of Samara, the Nasiriyah school, the Cross of Hammurabi, the first little rules in history, Ishtar Gate, and the Marduk, the Babylonian god. What else? Sargon II from the Assyrian civilization, and the herb, which were found in Zakaratupur. We're going to it in Nasiriyah.
Basically, each one of these petals has one of SADDAMS' initials in it. These might look like houses, but they're actually graves. This is the largest cemetery in the world with over 5 million graves and still counting. People are still being buried here today. Absolutely crazy, look at it. Don't smile, it's a graveyard. What's it called?
Dahi.
Dahin.
Alwa. Alwa means like a sweet. of the Prophet Muhammad.
وصلت الباب حسن حسين رجعوا فقالوا لها رجعي لما رجعوا كسرت
So we're in the ancient city of Uruk. This is one of the oldest civilizations in the world, the oldest urban civilization in the world, and it's the first ever place where writing was discovered.
5%. We're actually really sorry because there is no straight path to walk in for the tourism, but we can't build up currently because the whole place is still got a lot to be excavated.
المدينة عذراء لن تتعرض لعملية السرقة أو النهب أو التنقيب بغير شرعي.
We've been really lucky that the place didn't get any robberies or thefts in here.
يرجع تاريخه تقريبا إلى 5000 سنة قبل الميلاد.
And dates back to 6000 to 5000 BC to the Ubaid period.
المدينة قائمة على نهر الفرات.
Back then, you can see it currently is desert, but back then it used to be a whole river coming across the city is called the Euphrates.
مساحتها 9.5 كيلومتر مربع محاط 900 إلى 950 برج مراقبة أمنية سابقا وليس حاليا.
So the whole city is approximately 10 to 9 square kilometers, and it used to be having a whole wall surrounding it.
فيها عدة معالم، من أهم المعالم اللي هي زقورة مننة، زقورة آنو، معبد ريغال، معبد غاريوس، معبد بيت ريش.
So what currently you can see is one of the most important sites of the city. The Zikrit of Ianna, which is and Zikrit of Anu, which is for another god, and there was like 2 Zikrits in the whole city, and there was a competition between them. So the whole city is separated to two halves, and each half, you know, got 6 people in it.
بالإضافة إلى نوب نعيد.
And there is these palaces, the name of them, and they are also separated and around the city.
بها ميناء وبها مكتبة.
And back then the sea was also at some point near from here, so it got a port also.
راح نشرح عن واحد نعطي معلومات عنها ان شاء الله.
تمام نتمشى؟
عندنا لو قف نشرح عنها حتى الدور نتمشى.
تمام.
اكيد نتمشى عادي.
لا ذا نحشي عادي ماكو مشكلة.
ذكرتينا ان اول بادئ فكرتها هي مصطبة شلون هسه احنا اللي واقفين عليها.
So for the Zikrit you can see that a couple of floors as steps that looks like a pyramid.
يخلون
But the first one, you know, at the beginning it was just one step.
يخلون
step and they would pray on it, and but then they start evolving and build up one after another till they get to these heights. It reached even 23 meters.
محاطة بقاعات وغرف لسكنة الكهنة ومخازن أيضا.
And they built up a whole, you know, houses just for the preachers. We call them simply like
بعد
preachers.
فترة توسعت هذه الزقورة صارت أكبر، استخدموا صارت قاعة، بعدها رجعت غرفة، بعدها صارت قاعة، بعدها أكبر، إجا الملك بالقام سواها.
So he's saying that there are multiple kings, and each one after another he tried to develop the Zikrit more and more, and that was something almost obligatory for the kings. So each one tried to get the bless of building up something more for the Zikrit. So it kept expanding. For this one is 16 meters. The first idea how this writing started here, because they used to have 2 Zikrits, and each Zikrit is for a different god. So when they bring gifts, they want to document the place, document it. So at the beginning they write it just by drawings, but then they start evolving with the language until they end up with the cuneiform writing. He's saying like they bring like sheep or something, or a date tree or whatever. They would draw it and then they would make a whole symbol just for it, and they would give it to the guy who gifted to the place, and another one inside of the Zikrit. And that's one of the first ideas on how they started like the writing thing. Saying 3200 BC, that's when they officially not drawing anymore, just symbols, and they have the confirmed writing. Cool. It used to be wet, and they would write on it, and they would take it to something like an oven.
Yeah.
What writing is this, sorry?
The cuneiform writing. Tell you, it's a live museum. Yeah, and it's not a new thing, man. They don't care about tourism to put all these things for you in the middle of the desert. Yeah. That were used for a Stargate.
Wow. Okay, that is.
This one wasn't taken.
What's the story about, basically?
Basically, it's a kid called Gilgamesh, and there was like a goddess who loved him so much, but he was a friend. His name is Enkidu. He's a guy with a human being, but with the body of an animal, but they were really good friends.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
This is a great story, actually.
Yeah.
What type of animal does it say?
A bull or something.
Cool.
So the idea is she was super jealous of him and killed him.
The animal friend?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ishtar, she killed him.
Okay, Ishtar killed the animal friend.
Because of jealousy.
Yeah.
So he was super sad about it because he's a friend, and you know, after it, he tried. He was like, "Hell no, I'm not gonna die like my friend. So I'm gonna try to live forever." What they call it? Eternity or something?
Yeah.
Eternity.
Yeah, live for eternity.
Live for eternity. So he went to a prophet called Utanabishtan, and he told him that I'm trying to live forever. So he told him, go to Lebanon, there's 10 planets that you go up there and try to get, but you're gonna have to fight a lot of monsters or whatever to live that long. So the idea, he went to Lebanon, he went to the forests, and fight a lot of monsters and get the planet, but on the way back, he slept, and there was like a snake or something that eating the planet, and he lost. Couldn't live forever, so went back, sadly enough, to his city, and he figured out that he doesn't have to live all forever so that people can remember him something. He just needs to do something great for the people, and that's it. So he built up a whole wall around the city and to protect the city, and made some achievements, and also, you know, help the poor people, and that's it.
The wall of Gilgamesh.
Can you see that from that side?
Yeah.
That's from during the Alexander the Great, after his death.
That's amazing.
Did you find out to just
It was on the floor.
turn around the way?
Well, then they gave up and stuck with the mud.
It's like great. It's like great. The photo.
Guide of this famous archaeological site called Uruk. Here just a plan for the site, but to the tour there. So I explain to you just brief, and when we go there I explain to you about the site. Here the geography of Uruk, and here the landmark temple, landmark temple, Shulbi Palace, royal tombs of 3rd dynasty, tombs for public, and in the end houses of Isa Lasa time. You know the name of the site, Uruk, but the oldest civilization here called Sumerian. One of the important achievements of the Sumerian, the writing. First writing called iconographic, picture. Second, cuneiform. So cuneiform is the second oldest written language, evolving from iconographic, and preceded hieroglyphic writing approximately 50 years. Hieroglyphic in Egypt, but before that, iconographic and cuneiform in Iraq during the time of the Sumerian. The beginning of enactments, first legislator, also from here, before Hammurabi. His name King Urnamu. King Urnamu, who wrote 31 legal paragraphs, but Hammurabi, he wrote 282 legal paragraphs. That is the reason Hammurabi more famous, because he wrote more legal paragraphs. Also, the Holy Books indicated that Prophet Abraham, his journey from Ur. Exactly, excavators, they not have proven that Prophet Abraham here, but the Holy Book says that Prophet Abraham in the border of this city, and that is the reason the Pope coming here and doing mass, because journey of Prophet Abraham recorded in Genesis chapter 11, 31 to chapter 14, 16. Also the invention of the wheel. Here, first wheel from mud, toys for children. And then they use cylinder wood, and then wooden wheel. So they thought that is the idea to make first wheel. Excavators found standard of war in war and the standard of war in peace. Standard of war in war, first picture, animal pull cart. Second picture, animal walking, the movement of the legs. And then running, enemies under the cart, man behind the cart and carrying weapon. That means they use cart in war like chariot. And this means also the Sumerian, they try to doing movement for the pictures, like animation, picture beside picture. Or in peace, they prepare to make picnic, sitting on the chairs and drinking something. We don't know that thing. Some they thought that thing, juice of barley. One of the highest building in the site of war, the ziggurat of war. You know other ziggurats in Iraq, but this is the complete ziggurat which built during the time of the Sumerian. Of course, other ziggurats better because later during time of Babylonian. But this is the complete ziggurat which built during the time of the Sumerian. And they use it for worship. Temple of the moon god. In the Sumerian language, they call God Nana. Sometimes Nanar. In Babylonian called Sin. The height of the ziggurat at that time, about 26 meters. Now, 17 meters, 25 centimeters. So the third level collapsed, and that time temple on the third level also collapsed. The ziggurat of war also distinguished that each corner indicated for one of the directions. The corners, not the walls. If you put a compass in the corners indicated exactly north, south. And second thing, the four walls of the ziggurat slanted inside, not vertical, the ziggurat. They built this ziggurat like pyramid. They built it in this way because they thought this way doing a trick for the eyes, that the ziggurats seem more higher than the true, more higher than the vertical. And of course that they prefer the height because of them, they thought the moon. The local name of the ziggurat of Ur, sometimes they called it Al-Mugayar. Why? Because he used bitumen between the bricks. And bitumen in Arabic called qir or gear. So that is the reason sometimes they call it Al-Mugayar. So the name of the king who built the ziggurat called King Urnum. In the ziggurat, he putting many small holes. Why? Because the ziggurat of Ur solid structure. Inside, mud and mud bricks. So when happen rain in winter, some of the water of the rain seep inside. So the drops of the rain comes out through these holes. Sometimes they call it crying eyes because the drops feel like tears. Second thing, the wind enter inside and that helps the wall to become dry easily. Third, the material between bricks, that time bitumen, and bitumen in hot weather in summer expanded. So also they left it as joints for expansion. Like now they leave joints in railway line and the big building for expansion. The total area of Ur, length of the city between 4 to 5 kilometers and width between 1.5 kilometers, 2 kilometers. The beginning of excavations, 1850. William Lofts, second excavator, Englishman called Tyler, 1852. Third, Campbell Thompson, 1918, 1919. But the beginning of the scientific excavations, 12 years, 1922, 1934, that expedition from British Museum and Pennsylvania Museum, but who responsible about that team, British Museum, and the name of excavator, Sir Leonard Willey. That's the beginning of the scientific excavations. Before that, excavators just doing hole here and hole there, but that excavations excavated for a long time, 12 years. They found the important objects like golden harp, golden helmet, and also that team made media for the site because they print some books about the site. One of that books, Willey Excavations at Ur. Second book, the ziggurat and its surroundings, volume 5. Third, War of the Chaldean. And later also they print a book called Treasures from Royal Tombs of Ur and other books. 1961, 1963 Iraqi excavator, his name Dr. Taha Bakr. And then not anyone excavated from 1963 until after 2003. The last expedition, the last excavators from America, Germany, and Iraq, but most of them from Iraq. Yeah, when we go there, I'll explain to you about the structures there.
And you said it was 65% original?
Yes, about 65% original. The top of the ziggurat original, the part which has dark color original, the foundation original, and inside original, because inside mud. Here, imaginary picture to the ziggurat. The ziggurat that time, like in this picture, the ziggurat, not many colors, no, one color, but this is just in the picture.
Yeah.
So 1, 2, 3 solid levels, temple on the top and yellow color, that's room, just that room, hollow. But the 3 levels now, up from my finger to here. So most of the 3rd level collapsed, and the temple on the top also collapsed from erosion through the years. Yes. Cuneiform.
Cuneiform.
Yes. By this writing, we know the name of the king who built the ziggurat. His name, King Ur-Nammu.
Okay, so by the cuneiform writing, he knew who built it.
Yes. By the cuneiform, we know the name of the purpose of the buildings, the name of the kings who built the structures here. Sometimes they're speaking about the achievements of the king. Yes.
That's a dog paw print.
Yes.
That's cool.
The meaning of Dubla al-Makh, the great platform. This building built on walls returned back to Kassite time. Kassite, it means 3rd Babylonian time by king called Gurigarzo, about 1345 years BC. And then a Syrian king called Siniblat Suakbi, he doing maintenance for about 700 years BC. King Nebuchadnezzar in New Babylonian time, also doing maintenance about 605 years BC. And later, the last Babylonian king called Nabu Naids, also doing maintenance 550 years BC. Above the door, small arch, but one of the oldest now standing archway. Sir Leonard Woolley was excavated for 12 years, 1922-1934, from British Museum. You're putting that layer of cement on the top to keep it from erosion. So this building about 90% original, because all the walls around it original, except the front and just one brick from outside, not all the thickness of the wall. They're doing maintenance, and by the bricks, the original bricks, which they found it here, not new bricks. When doing maintenance, also by the original bricks. Yeah, one of the oldest non-standing archway. Yeah.
So it's not the oldest, it's one of the oldest.
One of the oldest non-standing archway, like this kind. Maybe other kind, maybe older, but this kind. Some of the arches little like vault. Also here he built vault in the royal tombs, but now closed. The ceiling of the tombs, especially the royal tombs, vault. And why the civilization start here? Because that time the city is surrounded by water, especially Euphrates River near the site. Also that time here, good land for planting, especially date palms, center of trade, 2 harbors in Ur. Shulgi Palace. 3rd name, Ur-Nammu Shulgi Palace. And 4th name, Horsag. Why he called it Ur-Nammu Palace? Because the foundation built during time of king, his name Ur-Nammu. Why he called it Shulgi Palace? Because most of the structure built during time of King Shulgi. Ur-Nammu Shulgi Palace because King Ur-Nammu and King Shulgi participated to complete the building. But the purpose of this building, Royal Palace. Each side 55 meters square, just one main entrance from outside, just that entrance. And Sir Leonard Woolley from British Museum, he found on the left hand of the main door statue of King Ur-Nammu carrying ball on his head. That means the king carrying to help the building. This way to To this time in Iraq, when built important building, a president or one of the ministries and putting one stone. We call it foundation stone. For that time also they used the same thing. And also excavator found original inscription. They called the building that time Horsag. The meaning of Horsag, mountain peak house. So the name of the palace, mountain peak house, but they use it royal palace. The size of the bricks here, different sizes, not one. 40 by 40 centimeters, 30 by 30 centimeters, 40 by 20 centimeters, 30 by 15 centimeters. Yeah, different sizes. So now more attention. They want the building to stay for a long time, for other generations.
So it's UNESCO site, this is it?
Yes, this before 1 year closed. No, the order from the Ministry of Culture. But now more attention for the site. Before that, not walkway, not cameras. So now more attention because the site now in the list of UNESCO.
So you know, if it's UNESCO building, how much do they help fund for projects and stuff like that?
Exactly to this time, not, but as media for the site, yes.
Yeah, it's just, yeah,
yes.
Help get more tourism.
Yes. And yes. Always civilization, holy places for all the human. So this for all the human.
Yes.
Because when the writing starts during the time of the Sumerian or the wheel, the benefit of that achievements later for all.
For mankind,
yes.
Yeah.
Right hand, a huge hole, that tombs for public, tombs for common people. Excavator found there more than 2,000 tombs. The walls here, royal tombs of third dynasty. Third dynasty, 5 kings: King Urnamu, King Shulgi, King Amarsin, King Shusin, and King Abisin. But excavators found tombs just for 2 kings: tomb of King Shulgi and Amarsin, tombs of second and third kings in third dynasty. Other kings they thought here, but in the parts which not excavated, because I said to you, excavators excavated less than 5%, more than 95% not excavated. So that's underneath the royal tombs. Tomb of King Shulgi, the deep of the tomb 5 meters 55 centimeters, length 10 meters 70 centimeters, width 4 meters 15 centimeters. Why big? Because famous king, and second thing, because that time when the king died, the servants, the guards of the king, drinking poison and died with the king. This is still for the end of third dynasty, and then they changed that way and putting the king alone. Near the grass, to the right hand of that walls, they found tomb of a queen called Queen Shabad, second name Puapi. Around her, excavators found skeletons for 59 persons. That skeletons, the servants, the guards of the queen, and they found in the tomb of her a musical instrument, golden harp. The height of the golden harp, 1 meter 20 centimeters. Found more than one harp, but the biggest one, 1 meter 20 centimeters. Now in Iraqi museum. Also they found in the tomb of her golden stars, golden earrings, golden necklaces, most of the treasure with the women, the jewelry with the women, main weapon, knife, panniers, but the treasure, the jewelry with the women. On the right hand of Queen Shabad or Puapi, they found tomb for first dynasty, king called Miskalamdub. In the tomb of him, they found silver boat and golden helmet. If you visit a British museum, silver boat and golden helmet. Silver boat, small boat. So the object which they found it here in the excavations 1922, 1934, about 4% in a British museum and 96% in Iraqi museum. The last excavations just in Iraqi museums. After 1934, all excavators, the objects in just in Iraqi museum. So that time they respect the women, they became queen, and also he found original inscription like wisdom. One of that writing said, "Obey the speech of your mother," as if they were a divine command. That's one of the writing. Yeah. Actually, the British Museum, he did attention for this site. He made media for the site. Before that, most of the buildings here covered by sand. So he removed the sand and found objects. And if one visits the British Museum, they said they respect that object. They're putting it in the museum and the glass, and not one touch that things. So one of the or famous the true British Museum, and Pennsylvania also. 38 years.
Oh wow. 38 years. So what, since 18?
My grandfather, he worked with the expedition with the British Museum. He worked with Sir Leonard Woolley in 1922, 1934. Wow. And my father also, he worked here for 45 years, and then retired and died. And I worked here for 38 years, and then of course I died. Shard of pottery everywhere. Why? Because just that time from pottery mud, but baked it. Cups, tombs of children, drainage, all of that things made from pottery. Also, that time not paper. Also, they wrote on the clay. So that is sometimes they call civilization of Iraq, civilization of mud and reeds, because most of the things that time made from mud and reeds just for the houses, especially the ceiling of the houses, reeds and mud.
How long does it date back to, the site?
The site retained more than 4,000 years BC. Oh. But the ziggurat later, the ziggurat not the oldest, the ziggurat the highest. The ziggurat 2,113 years BC. Now it means more than 4,000. So the ziggurat during 3rd dynasty. And the oldest period here called Al-Ubaid. Al-Ubaid period, that's the oldest Sumerian. More than 4,000 years BC. Some they say 4,500 years BC. Wow. Yes. Map of this house, the original foundations. They found foundations and built on that foundation. That foundation sometimes half meter, sometimes 30 centimeters, because the walls when collapsed not together. So they do maintenance for it later. In the corner shelves, most of excavators they thought kitchen, because first excavator he found ash here, and that time of course they cooking on the wood, so they thought that here kitchen, and behind the door on the left hand bathrooms. Why they thought here bathrooms? They not found writing, but because there was a floor slope here higher than there, in order the water to fall down their drainage, now covered by sand. I showed you drainage behind the wall, open to this time, so about 4 meters now. Yes, so that's the reason they thought that here bathrooms. So here called it houses of Eastern Larsa time, and one of that houses they thought for Prophet Abraham, because excavators they not have provement exactly this is the home, but they have provement in the holy books, especially the Bible, that Prophet Abraham in the border of this city in Uruk. And I say to you, journey of Prophet Abraham recorded in Genesis chapter 11, 31, chapter 14, 16, that Prophet Abraham born here. Some they said baby here, but others they said the birthplace of Prophet Abraham here. If you want to go up the stairs to see the house from the top, you can see the plan of the house. Why they thought this house for one family? Because excavators found interior doors. The wall not closed, except that room, not interior door and last room. But others you found interior doors, from courtyard to room to courtyard. That means for one family. Walkway for him. The British Museum. He said in his map that here chapel, and except this room higher than other rooms, other same level, but this room higher. This is stone door hinge. Doors that time like this, wooden doors. So they're putting the base of the door here to make the movement of the door easily. In the middle they're putting chain or rope, not roof, and around it rooms, wood, the roof wood, reeds, mud, but the courtyards in the middle open. in order to take the light and ventilation to the rooms through the doors. So when happened rain in winter, the water of the rain fell down here, and then the water seep in the sand, in the ground, through that small holes by the fingers. In addition to that small holes, also they putting horizontal canal in the bottom. So the water seep by two ways, by the small holes by the fingers and the horizontal canal.
If you dig down?
Now very deep here.
Yeah.
Because 12 meters to reach for the real land, and then to dig to find
that's
well.
to the original level,
yes.
and then
yes. In Ur, why other sites found wells? In Ur, excavators they not found well. Why? Because Euphrates River near the city.
Yeah.
And taking the water directly from Euphrates River.
That makes sense.
Yeah. I said you they not had evidence exactly the home, but the Holy Book say that Prophet Abraham here. Other houses, most of it small and this big, and they thought father of Prophet Abraham, not poor. Second thing, this house also same time with the Prophet Abraham, and they said excavator, one of excavators is called the Leonardo, that he found tablet said Abramo, but what is the writing? So we not have proven 100% that the home, but the Prophet Abraham in the border of this city. Yeah.
Wow.
So,
Let's just work on the theory. Flew to Beijing. Actually looks really good, doesn't it? Wow, that looks yummy. Like some home baking. Wow.
This is it. Sexy postman.
We have a sticker.
use my.
It's going further. It's going further.
Use my tongue.
Jamaica. Oh, the kid's gonna go in.
Oh, do you want to brush it into the tongue?
I can't reach that far.
No, it's in.
What about that bit of...
He's coming under the bridge.
Let's see what this is.
Oh yeah, go on.
Oh, yeah, almost.
Oh, go on.
Yeah, good.
Oh.
Yeah, kids, come on.
Oh no! Go on. Go on, go on. Go, 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 go. Yay! Oh, nice. Oh. Hey. We got it. It's back again.
Did she say hi to baby?
She can't be any worse than others than you said.
Oh, the baby's asleep, Ben.
She just gave her a hug.
Yeah.
Babies.
Yeah.
Selfie smile?
Little baby.
Oh, that is. It's actually really nice how little dogs play with each other.
Would it be okay if I have a cigarette?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah?
ولا أريد أدخل معك مشكلة؟
لا دخلوا عادي.
Yeah, okay.
Alright, that's me. Yeah, but also just if they're hacked, like it might not want to ash pass and stuff. You will not observe. I was thinking. They have like. Oh wow. Oh wow. We're chasing them. Oh look. That's incredible. So fellas, that's the Martyrs Monument, the Ahwari Martyrs Monument. The Ahwari means the marshes. So the people from Ahwar are called Ahwari. Something else for the Martyrs Monument is dedicated for the people who were killed during the 90s. Saddam Hussein was, during that period, the Ahwar was full of people who were against the regime, and also Shia, which was also being considered against the regime. So the
so pretty.
That's the Tigris, that's the Euphrates. And this is where they merge. You know, these two major rivers, like lifelines of the world, you know, where they converge. Like, it's stuff I've only read about my whole life. Like, never.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing like in the Bible.
Yeah. I knew about the Euphrates and the Tigris before I knew about Iraq. Before I'd ever heard the word Iraq.
Yeah.
Are they all open?
Where is it? Yeah, that's Faisal. And Faisal next to this killer. That's Faisal, last king of Iraq. That's the guy who lives there within that. How do people like that?
I don't look like this antique.
Wait, yeah. استثمار كلي 22 سنة.
Nice bell.
Go for it.
How old is the church?
مش قد عمر الكنيسة تقريبا؟ 140 years ago.
Wow.
It's from the Chaldeans, for the Chaldeans.
And what's the history behind the church?
Sorry?
Like the history of the church?
يقول شنو تاريخ الكنيسة، الشغلات اللي صارت مهمة بالكنيسة مثلا. For the history of the church, it's saying like it's been one of the important churches like the place, but unfortunately there is not that much maintenance. You can see the walls on the left and the right side. Now it's not operating, but still some of the So they're saying that most likely, hopefully, the UNESCO are going to work on the site and do some maintenance. Currently, it's not operational, but some families decided to come from Mosul, come here for a couple of months, sit in the place and keep it running, and going back to their province.
Is she a Christian herself?
Of course, she's Muslim.
Yeah, and what's the how many Christians are in Iraq?
بالعراق يعني تقريبا ثلث المسيحيين ما المسيحيين اللي اقول لك يعني كلهم هاجروا اكثر شيء من وراء داعش.
She's saying more than a quarter of the Christians in Iraq left the country. We don't have the official documentation of the numbers, but most of them left during ISIS time and because of the destabilization of the country that happened in previous years. That's unfortunately. So a lot of them in European countries and Australia, you have a lot of them. As for the Chaldeans in here, they're considered to be Catholics.
So it's a Catholic church?
Yes, a Catholic
like
church.
Roman Catholic.
Yeah.
Fancy. The way it moves as they walk, like that's neck down already.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who is she?
It is. That's Armenian church in BASRA.
كنيسة مريم العذراء.
It's the church of Paul Maryam.
الكنيسة بنيت عام 1736.
It was built in 1736.
من أقدم الكنائس الموجودة في البصرة.
Considered to be one of the oldest churches in Basra.
التواجد الأرمني في البصرة عن طريق التجارة القديمة، لأنه حكم علاقة أرمينيا أعلى منابع الفرات إلى أن يوصلون في البصرة عن طريق التجارة.
So for the Armenians, they've been in connection with Iraq and especially Basra through trading for way long ago, even before what happened, the genocide that happened against them with Turkey.
حكم العلاقات التجارية كانت موجودة في ذلك الوقت، ومن الفرات كانوا يوصلون إلى البصرة عن طريق من التجارة بضاعتهم وما بضاعتهم، البعض منهم استقروا.
So through trading, some of them loved the place and they settled here back then.
Here's the BASRA Stadium. So the stadium holds 65,000 people and it was built in 2013. Such a nice stadium. Look at this. They got the no, it's nothing in there. How comfortable?
Oh, they're actually going all the way around. Oh well, the others are actually still going as well. Carl's pulled the hamstring.
Where's that?
The lion was symbol of strength, and that's the lion crushing the invaders.
Hotel. Yeah.
Saddam Hussein's yacht. That's so cool. Oh wow, so these are the rooms of the guests who were stayed in Saddam Hussein's yacht. Wow, look at the TV, Sony. G. Room 212. Coming into the dining room. How cool is this? The old telephone, gems going on. Can you hear it? Yeah. Off. Okay. Aboard. This is most likely Saddam Hussein's room. Well, definitely better than all the other rooms. Thank you very much for watching the latest video. Remember to hit that subscribe button and help support the channel. Give the video a like and hit that bell button for notifications. I'll see you on the next one.